What's up, my Yu-Gi-Oh nerds? Waffles here, and I'm getting ready for locals. Tomorrow is going to be my last real locals before I get to go do regional. I've decided on Mitsurugi. I'm just more comfortable with that deck, and it's still good. Like, it's still really viable versus the Yummy matchup and stuff like that. Really good. Going into Vanquish Soul, I don't know. Some people might still be on it. I know the lines now, so I can play around their shenanigans. Same with Draco Tail. Just my way of how I play Mitsurugi. Well, my way, my tech cards. I think that gives me a pretty good matchup too, so I don't think there's anything too scary besides Vanquish Soul, and since they've been hit, I don't think we're going to see a lot of them, and they're not as scary. So I'm feeling pretty confident with my choice. And my techs, there's a lot of, I don't know, my friends are trying to get me to change my techs, but it's just good. It's so good. So I have got a video up. It was a Mitsurugi Mirror, which I ended up losing horribly. I just had the bad hands, and he had great hands. You know, it just happens. But all the games before that, even when I went second, I usually end up being able to dig myself out of the hole just because of my techs. So I think that's going to be the way to go. And actually, I'll show you guys what I'm playing and why, at least as far as tech choices go. Alright, so my big tech card that not a lot of people are on and what my friends keep asking me to change, Nadir Servant. So this is a one-card combo plus Winda Interruption, so I don't see why people aren't really on it. So this is horrible if people are on Droll. Some people are on Droll right now. It's in the middle. It's going to be seen. But you never start with this card. You always try to play and then use this as your backup and just as an extender, really. But that lets you get into Maximus. Then Maximus, you just toss these two. So this will get you full combo if you didn't draw anything. This just gets you your Ritual Monster, the Reveal, then you get your spell, and then you just off you go. And that one lets you, well, you add Schism, and then you discard whatever, because you bricked if you're starting with a Nadir. And yeah, so then you get full combo plus Winda, and the Schism, depending what deck you're playing, also is just a free send. So it's just good. It is so good, especially if you don't start with these. If you just have other cards, and say you just keep on playing through, they nib you or whatever, or you just got freaking lucky, and before you end your turn, hit the Nadir Servant and just cook. And then Super Poly, a lot of people are on this now. I have been saying this is such a great card for a really long time. And I'm not going to say, I'm the person who started doing this in our group, but I'm totally the person that did. I'm saying this is super good, especially for the current format. There is so many Super Poly targets now that just do well, and they can't interact with it, so hitting Yummy with this, if they only have the two monsters on field, is detrimental. It is so scary for them to see. Same with Vanquish Soul. They have harder targets, but the ones you can hit are so impactful that it's just amazing. Draco Tail, I don't even play the right one, but just being able to hit their monsters and stuff like that. And Mud Dragon actually does something. This is not just a Super Poly target. Well, I mean, like it is. But you call Dark, then they can't target your cards, and that is the one thing that Mitsurugi has a real hard problem with right now, is all the targeting effects. And if they can't target it, then yeah, it's Gucci. I don't even use that word often. That's how good it is. I've played so many games where it's like, oh, target destroy, okay, chain, call Dark, now you can't target my stuff. Or I know, it's cost or whatever to target, so then I just, okay, now you can't target before you even be able to do your things. And it is so good. So good. I always forget that it has another effect other than taking your monster's cards, or taking your opponent's monsters. I've also worked on some One Piece stuff. Might not make it in the video, but I've been learning that game. Pretty fun times, and my friends, they're definitely on board with it. Well, they're the ones that got me into it. So we've been having a lot of fun with that. So maybe you'll see a little bit of that in there tomorrow. Because I'm heading into locals. Gonna go win Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I always do. And I had to buy some cards at GameStop. Had to use all my coupons on it. Now I'm broke. Got the kid set up with his Switch. People doing some playtesting before we get started. Doing some trading. Alright, game 1. I end up losing the dice roll. So my opponent goes first. That's Clint. And, well, this is another one of those mirror matches from last time. And so basically what happened is we stopped each other from playing for like 10 turns. No one could get any spells off. All we had was the impulses. Alright, so I do end up making a little bit of a board at the end of it. End up taking game 1. Game 2, basically the same thing. We stopped each other from playing. And he ended up taking the first one because I just couldn't get a card on the field. So game 3, I go first. I end up getting impulsed and drolled. So I get to make this tiny little board. And like it could have done something, but you know, see right here, I end up getting super polyed during the draw. End up having a droll in hand. That was my one shot, but he did it during the draw. And he also activated a couple other effects, so I ended up losing my whole board and ended up scooping after that. So game 1 was really fun. Game 2, disappointing. Game 3, just so many interruptions.
I'm going to say so many slurs.
You better. Those videos get watched the most. Alright, so this is game 1 of my second match playing against Max. And I end up making a pretty awesome board. He nibs me, but basically everything wasn't tributed yet, so I basically had to keep my board plus nib. I can't really play through it, so we go to a game 2. Game 2, he sets up an awesome board, and I kind of play. We get going a little bit here. I end up having 2 pre-preps, and he negated the effect of one, so I got to play the second one. End up making IP, but wasn't enough to win me the game. Game 3, basically reminiscent of my first game of the day. That's my starting board. Pretty awesome, right? But I end up having a bunch of hand traps. So we let him play, and I am nibbing him. Basically just stalling out, making him replace his whole board. And it was probably the best place to nib him, but he ended up having a bunch of good cards, and he ended up playing into an imperm zone, so that was my saving grace. Then we make it into the next turn, and we were basically, I had my one monster, I had a way of getting mad at Grave, but we were down on time, and I'm not going to punk out and pull a 2-0 lose when he totally had me.